hope you've all been well. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa. If you're new, welcome. I am just so glad you're here, honestly. And today I just wanted to sit down and kind of go through how I'm going to prep and plan for my fall decorating. I know I've seen a lot of like pre-fall decorating videos out there, and it's still August, and in Minnesota, we are still in summer mode. Our winters are so long and cold, and you just feel cooped up. And so we really like to enjoy and not rush our time that we get to have outside. I don't actually start decorating until after Labor Day, typically. But I always kind of like to have a game plan in mind of kind of what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do things. And so I'm just going to go through that with you today. And I'll be popping up a lot of pictures, inspo. I've sourced some items from around the house without actually dragging out all my fall decorating bins. The things that I have are things that I've had for years. I don't want to fall into that trap where you have to buy something every single year. I know it's easy to do, and I have fallen into that as well. And I am being very intentional this year, especially to just use what I have. Do it in a different way, like decorate in a different way to make it feel new. And I gain inspiration from, people who are out doing the shop with me's and the sourcing and things like that. And I love watching those videos, and I appreciate them because they do give me inspiration, but I'm not one to do that. And I do just really feel like, sometimes you could just use what you have. And that's kind of my goal this year. And I focus on just some of my main living areas when I decorate. Our living room, dining room, kitchen. We have a small like entryway foyer. I'll do a little, we have a little table there that I might do a little bit there. That's pretty much it. And I do some outside, like I'll do a wreath on the door, but I don't necessarily do too much outside this early. When we get closer to probably like October, I do like to go get some pumpkins and have those outside. And so I might show you kind of what I do outside. I'll throw in a picture of what we did last year. And I think it turned out really well. And so I don't know if we'll do it the same this year or not. We might change it up. But I thought I would just go like room by room with you and just kind of share with you what I had in mind. And I'm going to start with our entryway. When you come into our house, we have a split entry. So we have a very kind of small foyer area when you come in, and there are steps to go upstairs and steps to go downstairs. And our living room and kitchen and a couple bedrooms and bathroom are all upstairs. And then we have a family room, another bedroom, laundry room, and bathroom downstairs. So the downstairs is kind of like my husband's space. His office is in the bedroom downstairs, and the family room, we've kind of turned that into like his little like man cave, where he has his subwoofer and all those sound things. And so, yeah, I don't do a whole lot of decorating down there. I kind of leave it as his space. So this year, when I was looking at like different inspirations and things like that, I really wanted to do something different. And I saw, I really love the Shabby Chic and the Nancy Meyers cottagecore, that kind of look. And so I was thinking, how do I incorporate like all my fall? Like I love my pumpkins and the warm colors of fall, the oranges and the reds and that gold mustardy color and the browns and the burgundies and all of that. And so I'm like, how do I incorporate that with some of the Nancy Meyers-esque stuff of like the blue and white that I love and things like that. And so I saw a ad, I think it was an ad for Kirkland's, and they are doing this year, they're doing fall blue, and I'll pop in a little screenshot of what I saw. And that kind of sparked me of, oh, okay, maybe this year I will like incorporate maybe my blues and switch out some things. And so I think that's what I'm gonna try to do that. That's my goal anyway. We'll see how it goes. So with that in mind, I thought I would just kind of walk you through kind of like each space and tell you kind of what my thoughts and my plans are. I'll be throwing up like pictures of what I've done previously and kind of maybe walk you through kind of my thoughts of how I'm going to change that up with keeping in with that theme of trying to keep my blues that I've had for my summer decorating and just kind of adding in those fall warm colors. So I'm going to start out in our little entryway. It is very small. I have a very small table there. I'll show you a picture of kind of what I did last year, and we'll walk you through that. What I like to do is I have a wreath on the back door, and it has that same kind of blues and colors that I'm looking for. So I'm actually going to keep that wreath on the door, or I don't even know if it's a wreath, but just some kind of hanging. And then on our little table, we've got a little welcome sign. I think I'm going to use that, and then I'll add in some pumpkins and so forth. The table itself is probably going to change from what I did last year. I don't think I'm going to use this fall table sign, but I have a lantern. I've got some candles and some ideas for that space, and so the only thing that I know for sure I'm going to use is that door art. I don't know, hanging art on the back of the door. So yeah, I'm going to try to make that the like focus and the anchor of kind of like the color schemes and so forth. So when you come up the stairs from our foyer, you go into our living room, and that's really going to be like the main focus of a lot of my decorating. And I honestly love pumpkins. I have so many pumpkins. I love color. I am not afraid to overload, and sometimes it feels maybe too much, but I also feel like some things are when you have a lot, it just has that cozy feel. So that's what I'm going for. Last year, I put out my truck. I'm going to throw a picture. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use that truck again. It's not quite the vibe I'm going for or the look I'm going for this year, but if I do, it probably won't be in the living room. And then in the corner, I have my ficus tree, and we have lights on that, and I love having that because it's almost like a lamp. So that will stay. My grandmother's table, I'm going to decorate that as well, and we'll see what we'll do with that. One piece that I did find is I have this, it's really large. I got this wicker plant stand. It's really large, that I'm planning on actually putting in my eucalyptus stems in and having that by the fireplace. Right now they're just in a vase on the floor. So I think that will fill the space very, very nicely. I also have some, they're called pallet wood pumpkins. I got those from Hobby Lobby a few years ago. I have a white one and an orange one that I will probably put there. And yeah, so, and then I have, of course, pillows. We can't forget the pillows. But I did find one of my pillows actually has this blue in it. And I've usually just thrown this in my office where I'm currently in my office. And I just usually throw this on the sofa sleeper that we have in here. But I think I'm actually going to move this to the living room and use it just because I want to keep that blue in there. And so I think that'll be great. The other thing that I have on right now is I have a red mosaic plant stand, and I have got just some stems in it. They are Obsidian orchids, the dancing lady orchids. And right now I have red and yellow and white, and I have some blue stems in there as well. And I'm thinking about just taking out probably the white, maybe the yellow. I'm going to leave the red and the blue, but I also have some of these orange colored stems of the Obsidian orchids that I love. I got these quite a long time ago at Pier 1. So hopefully the camera is picking that up nicely. They're a nice orangey fall tone. So I'm going to add those in, keeping with that blue. And I think that'll look nice. And then I plan on just doing all my pumpkins. On my fireplace mantle, I've got a couple books in my grandmother's. There's a turquoise dish that I have just a flower arrangement in. I think I might do the set of pumpkins that I got a couple years ago from Kirkland's that are in this picture. Not sure about the candles yet, but yeah, we're gonna just try to keep that blue theme going throughout the living room. And another way that I'm gonna keep that blue theme going is, instead of bringing out my beige checkered pillows that I usually layer with my pumpkin pillows, I'm actually going to keep my blue checkered pillows out. I currently have those on the sofa now with my summer decorating, so I think I'm going to pair those with my pumpkin pillows. So now we're going to move into the dining room space. And for this space, I kind of keep it simple. I have a fall wreath that I put on my mirror, and then I got my candle sconces, and so we'll do that. But my tablescape, I have a fall runner that I probably will still use, and then I've got some brown placemats that I will still use. And then for the centerpiece, I'm thinking about using this long wicker basket that I've had and doing some kind of an arrangement in that with maybe I got some hurricanes that I might do for candles, pumpkins, some either fall leaves. I'm thinking I've got a faux garland with some fall leaves. I also have these little light blue pumpkins, and they're little cut out light up ceramic pumpkins that I'm going to use probably to bring in some of that blue. I couldn't find, I was trying to find a photo to throw up, and I've got, I found this one, but it's in white, but it's similar to what I've got, only I've got a light blue, kind of the blue of this pillow here. And so I think it will tie in really nicely with that. I'm not sure if I'm going to use My candlesticks are not. If I'm just going to put candles in this, then I probably won't do candlesticks. But if I decide just to fill this with like greenery and pumpkins, I might do my candlesticks on either side of it. And I think that would look nice. Um, so I think that's pretty much it for the dining room at that point. And then it could change. You never know. It could change once I get in there. I might not if I can't quite get this to look right. Um, I might go and just do a platter and do like a pumpkin display on that. I did get. I'm going to throw up a kind of like an inspo picture that I found on Pinterest of just this long basket, and it has like the candles and the pumpkins and some greenery and things like that. So that's kind of the look I'm going for. We'll see if it actually happens and I can actually execute it. We'll never know. And then next is the kitchen, and I like to have my dining room and kitchen kind of flow together since it seems like it's just one room. They are all kind of connected, as you've seen before. And so in the kitchen, what I have is I do have a couple towels that I've gotten from Hobby Lobby last year, maybe the year before, could be 2 years ago. One is that same, it's got the sage and the blue pumpkins towel. I think they still have this available. I think I saw it online still. And then the other is the welcome to our pumpkin patch with the blue truck. And so I think these are going to fit right in with that theme that I'm trying to keep with the blues. And so these are part of my inspiration for that as well. And then I like to pull out some of my grandmother's pieces. One is she's got this like orangey kind of color. I don't think it's pulling up very well. Let me see if I can get it here in the light. It's just got a gold rim and kind of this orange enameled. So I have a set of these plates that I'm probably going to use. I don't know if I don't usually do like table settings, but I like to use them for like put like a candle on and a pumpkin. So I probably will do that somewhere in the kitchen as well. I also have a couple from my mother-in-law that have those same kind of fall colors. This has got more of the orange, the yellows and the reds, the roses and things like that I think I might use somewhere for a candle. And then I also have this tray that has a lot of those fall like fruit color. It has the same colors and fruit and things like that. And it just says, "Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts, which we are about to receive from thy bounty." And so it's got acorns and like sunflowers and pears. And so I feel like it really fits the fall colorings as well. So I'm going to use this somewhere. I'm thinking probably in the kitchen as well. Either in the kitchen or maybe even in the living room. I might put it on like a plate stand and put it up and display it that way, just so we can see what it says on there. I think that'd be pretty. And the other things that I have that I'm actually going to use to display, I've got a pumpkin-shaped cutting board that I got from Hobby Lobby a couple years ago, which I love. So I'll put that in with my other cutting boards and display those. And then one of my favorite pieces is I have a pumpkin cookie jar, I think is what it was, that I got from Hobby Lobby as well. And I used to use that in our coffee bar station area for our K-cups. And we no longer have that. We no longer have the Keurig, so we don't have the K-cups. So I just have like a little coffee bar station that has like our tea. It has tea and our cocoa and coffees and honey. And so I'm going to do that and probably use another like wicker basket for that. Right now I've got a like a Shabby Chic kind of tray that has a rose on it for summer. So I think I'm going to pull out probably one of my other darker wood wicker baskets and set up that for fall. So I'm not really sure what to do with my pumpkin cookie jar. I think it's cute. So I'm like, I'm just going to I guess display it somewhere. I feel like I should make cookies, put it in there, but I'm not sure. Not sure about that. And then the last place that I kind of like to do a little something is in our main bath upstairs. I don't do a whole lot. I mean, it's just me using the bathroom upstairs, and if we have guests, that's their bathroom. So I do like to do a little something, but I don't do much at all. But one thing I for sure love to do is I have a set of 2 tea towels that were my mom's that I love to put out. Even, they say give thanks. They're more Thanksgiving, but they have the fall colors of the I don't know. Anyway, but I love putting these out in the fall time. It just, it reminds me of my mom, and my mom loves fall so much that I think that's probably where I get my love of seasons from, because she loved to decorate for fall and Christmas and spring and summer and Easter and Valentine's and all of the holidays. I tend to not do as much. I just tend to do more seasonal, fall, Christmas. I do like a winter kind of decorating, and then spring and summer. But yeah, so I'll be sure to put these out in our little bathroom. And then I usually probably will just do like a little pumpkin and a candle in there and call that good. So that kind of really covers all of my main areas of what I'm going to plan on. And again, it's right now in my head, and I've got some inspiration pictures. And so I won't actually start putting things together for a couple more weeks now. And so hopefully everything will come together. And so I kind of hope that this maybe has inspired you to start thinking about your fall decorating if you enjoy that kind of thing. And I hope that it did give you some inspiration, some places that you could look. I love just looking at the stories, Insta stories for like Kirkland's and Hobby Lobby. I think some of those are just great, and they just give me a lot of inspiration, as well as Pinterest. And then of course, fellow YouTubers that are putting out their fall content. I love watching how they're decorating and kind of like their behind the scenes and thought process of how they're coming up with their spaces. And so I hope that you found this helpful, and I wish you guys the best, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks, friends. Blessings to you. Bye.